Good morning. I am here to challenge us again. A very brief thought on the subject of prayer, which is the most important thing that you can do. Right now, there's barely anything you can do for the community, for friends and neighbors, but you can do the most powerful thing that can ever be done for all of those people that I just mentioned. You can give them the gift of prayer. Oh, yes, and we need more people who are persistent, insistent, consistent, and doggedly determined. Good morning, everybody, to pray. Now, generally, the standard idea, the standard notion that we have for prayer is that prayer is something we do. We do it for God, and then we get up and we go do something. We pray to God to give us the energy, the strength, the whatever. And then after we have prayed, we get up and do something for God. But prayer is not generally asking God for something and then getting up to do something for God. Prayer needs to be done so that we can do something with God. We are co-workers together with God. That concept doesn't seem to make a dent in the church. We think we have to pray and then get some strength and get up and go do something for God. No. We do it so that we can do something with God. Another of the mentalities that must change with regard to prayer is that we are satisfied to have people do the intercession, the so-called prayer warriors. And once we get our prayer requests to the prayer warriors, everybody else sits on their duff and they do little of anything about what they made a request of prayer for. They don't pray about it because the prayer warriors will do our praying for us, type of surrogate prayer. No. God is calling his entire people to pray. Everybody in the church is a prayer warrior. And until we come to this mindset, our prayers are going to continue to be weak and insipid because one chases 1,000, two chases 10,000 to flight. Each church may have one or two prayer warriors. Very little can be done when you have 98% of the congregation waiting on the pastor to pray, waiting on the deacon to pray, waiting on the prophetess to pray, waiting on whoever they're waiting on. No, everybody must pray. Not just a few anointed leaders. The third thought I want to leave about prayer is that God is calling us to pray with persistence towards his purpose being fulfilled in the community. Not just to pray for the few small things that we know or we assume that God can answer. We have to pray with persistence, insistence, consistence, dogged determination. Our hit and miss type prayers are not going to be effective for the type of demonic power that are generational. They don't want to leave. They are stubborn. They're not moving. And here you come with your once a month prayer, once a week prayer. Ain't going to cut it. Our prayer must be insistent, like the blows of a sledgehammer. It must hit again, again, and again. We must rain prayer down. We must bombard the heavens with prayer. We must soak the clouds above us with prayer. We must flood the atmosphere above our heads with prayer insistent, prayer consistent, prayer doggedly determined, prayers that will not stop until it gets its required objective. And so, men ought always to pray and not to faint. I would encourage us for the time that we have the time. Lord have mercy. We have the time now that we are COVID-19 quarantined. We have the time now. And we must utilize that time to make the heavens ring with the consistency and the determined type of prayer that we are praying. May the Lord give us understanding in these things. God bless and keep you. God make his face shine upon you. God be gracious unto you and give you his peace. The boom is out. Have a good day, everybody.